in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you. In the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light shine through for you.
Good evening, everybody. It's Jason here from the Elite FPL podcast. Hopefully you can hear me okay and there's no audio issues. How are you all doing? I hope you're having a great evening. You're looking forward to Gameweek 23. Hello to Bilal Qureshi in chat, One Rovers Vlogs. Dre Zera's there too. Chelsea Flyer, Ted Mwangi, Nick, Ollie. Nice to see you. Tobias987. Andrew Martin, thank you for subscribing. Andrew, I believe the FPL Tactician, I believe on Twitter. Geordie Kev, the Don's there too. One Rovers Vlogs. Scrolling back up, we've got Zain Hussein, Gabriel De Rop, Paulie, we've got Brew, FPL Boona's in chat too. The moderation sensation FPL Boona. Let's move their camera slightly over, shall we? So yes, guys, Gameweek 23 is upon us. Thank you for being here this evening. I know Steve-O did a stream basically yesterday. He also did a members stream as well, asking the members what they wanted to see from the channel going forward. Due to life, basically lifestyle, his working, you're unfortunately going to see less of us together. But what that will mean is there will be more streams going forward where we both talk about the game weeks going forward. The moderation sensation Boona there. Hi Julius, buzzing for another stream. Welcome Charlie, and good evening David Hackinson. Good evening Anish too. So yes, game week 23. I had it all up on the screen, but when I went onto the intro, it's kind of reset everything. So I just wanted to kind of plan a little bit this evening, but I'm not going to lie, guys. I never write down what I want to do in these sort of streams. Hello, Block. How you doing? Having an absolutely amazing time in FPL at the moment. I think you're second in the Elite Champions League for points at the moment. It's ridiculous how well you're doing, Block. Interesting video about the psychology of FPL, guys, as well. If you check out Block FPL on YouTube. A lot of you guys here already, and it's like we only just pressed the stream button. So basically, like I said, I haven't really scripted this show. We never script any of the show. We kind of just go on a whim. We kind of just wing it. But I wanted to kind of talk about the Elite Champions League a little bit, about how people are doing in that, about the matchups this weekend. What is the Elite Champions League? People may ask in chat. Well, it's a Champions League knockout format, group tables and rounds of 32 and so on. And it's been the brainchild of Daily Llama, who I don't know if I think he's busy this evening, but he's the one that created it with help with the moderators and Firetog, and it's amazing. That's all I can really say, and it's all available on our website to check out. So if we just quickly go on to the website here, go on to the Elite Champions League section, and you'll see it's just a Google Doc, and on this Google Doc you've got all of the teams. So basically it tells you all about the Champions League there. 16 groups of 6 teams, 10 head-to-head matches in the group stages, top 2 from each advance to the last 32. The last 32, 2 head-to-head matches, and last 16, 2 head-to-head matches. And so on. And some of the rules are here as well. And the great thing about this is if you scroll down, you can actually go across and check out where there's group standings, and the group standings are as follows. In Group A, basically we've got Lynn FPL, widely known on Twitter, and Nick Harris at the top of Group A by 1 point, and the joint top. Group H is where it's at. I'm going to read through comments very shortly, guys. I'm just going to go through this first. If I quickly go into Group A, the matches in Group A, we're going to be seeing Emmanuel Assar versus FPL Anderson. So FPL Anderson hoping to get a win there to get himself into that top spot, perhaps. Emmanuel Assar also. It's a really tight group A at the moment. It really is. We've got Paul Rhodes, and we got, who else we got here? We've got Lynn's up against Paul Rhodes, and Nick Harris is up against FPL Penguin in Group A. So it could be a bit of a shake-up after this weekend. If we go down to Group B, we've got Rafa Ali with Giant Killing, and Jane. Jane is second there with Daily Llama, and Gerard O'Reilly, Cowboys from Hell, FPL Fantasy Podcast, behind them, but 3 points behind in third and fourth. Nish and JC yet to get any points on the board. I know Show me the Mane's there talking about his group. I'm not reading chat. So in Group B, interesting matchups. We've got Nish versus the Daily Llama. So that could be a really interesting matchup there. And we've got... oh, no, we haven't. No, no, we haven't. That was last week. Sorry, guys. Daily Llama's up against Rafa Ali. Nish is up against Gerard O'Reilly. And JC's up against Jane. If we scroll down, we will see that we've got Group C. Got Lee Osborne, FPL Hot Sauce, on top of Group C. Behind him, we've got Ryan Seachem with Scousers Scoregasms. It's only been 2 games, so the groups are still all to play for. So I mean, Lee Osborne, FPL Hot Sauce, really starting to pull away there. So he'll be wanting to get another win. Steve-O, of course, he's just got 1 draw in that group up against Ryan a few weeks ago, and Drace and Drac looking to get off the mark as well this weekend. Group D has got Alpine FPL versus Alpine FPL, Bandwagon Central, and Mr. Malloy, auto reclose, second place there. Ben Krellin, a lot of you guys should know Ben Krellin there, the man behind the spreadsheets. Oscar, Brett, and Zach behind them. In terms of Steve-O, who's Steve-O up against next? Let's quickly have a look. Steve-O will be matched up against Drayson Drac, and also in Group D. Matches are going to be Mr. Malloy, Darren Malloy versus Brett Mollison, Zach versus Alpine, and Ben Krellin versus Oscar. So yes, we're getting through the groups. Don't you worry about that. If we go down to Group E, we'll see that we've got Phil Potter in Vardy Decisions, and Kieran Wayne, Kiki Blinders, one half of the FPL Cougars. Of course, I believe last week they faced each other. I'll just double check that. Yes, they did. And Kieran coming out on top in that matchup there. This week, we've got Chelsea Flyer versus Phil. Chris from the FPL Cougars up against Chris Eaton. Kieran up against Tobias. So, yeah, again, plenty to play for there. It's only a 3rd game in. So we'll go down to Group F, and in Group F I am actually top, believe it or not, of Group F at the moment, alongside Az from the Fantasy Football Scout. Really shocked, actually, to be honest, that group was pronounced the group of death, with the likes of Man Dillon in it, John Harris, Marlon Moore. John Harris, of course, winning the Elite FPL kind of the league last year. Marlon Moore looking to try and get some points off the mark there. Obviously, Marlon Moore's having a good season. I'm up against Kieran Hanna, so I'm hoping to keep my top spot there. Marlon Moore's up against Chaz, as Phillips, and John Harris is against Aman Dillon. So the group going down to Group G. We've got Abdul's in top with Tuvar or not Tuvar. Jordan W just behind him. Red Devils are us. Jules Breach down in 4th, of course. BT presenter there, Jules Breach, looking to get herself up into the winning positions there. Got chances too. Like I said, who's she up against? We've got Jules is going to be up against Abdul. Ooh, top. Jules will be playing top place Abdul. And Sam is up against Rezi Desi. And Rakesh against Jordan W. We'll go down to Group H, and we'll block FPL. Like I said, he's been doing really well. And he's got himself 6 points. Behind him, he's got a nice little lead there. Behind him, he's got Ashmi and May. It's a very, very close group. All 4 teams underneath tied on 3 points each. Ashmir, Wayne, Gatam, Simon Bellamy, of course, started the season like a house on fire, amazing, and it's just kind of gone a bit downhill for him lately. Kevin Huntley, bottom with 0. Statman, of course, he'll be wanting to get a win, and he's up against Block FPL. So it's, oh no, he isn't. Let me get this right. He's up against Ashir. So Kevin's up against Ashir, so he's up against 2nd place. Block FPL's up against Wayne Hanley, so it's 1st versus 3rd place. So it could all switch over come the end of the weekend in Group H. Scrolling down into Group I. I've just got to go across now. This is when it all breaks for me. There we go. Up to Group I, got Shane Uren, Anfield Express. and Brew FC at top of Group I. Behind them, 3 points. They've got Jake Bull, Adam France, and then of course Dorest, and also known as Doreco, and Nim, FPL Nim Freer from the FPL Wildcats, yet to register some points on the board. But of course, like I keep saying, it's not all over yet, and she will be up against, if I can get it right here, she's up against Jake Bull, with Doreco and Brew facing off against each other as well in that. So match 3 and game week 23 will be very interesting for Group I. Going down to Group J, David Monday. I predict a Ryan from Final Fantasy Football Scout, Keo Bokiel, Mogashane, I don't even know if that's the way you say that name. Poch Academy, second place there. So David Monday really got a storming lead there, with of course there's points spread out there between Harry Daniels, FPL Tips, and Matt Midgetnick. Was David Stahl just above them in 4th, and David Hermanstein in 3rd. Interesting matchups in that group are as followed. We've got Stephen Hermanstein against Matt Midgetneck, Keo Buckile up against Harry Daniels, also known as FPL Tips, and David Monday up against David Stahl. So again, it's going to be a mixing. There'll be a lot of groups that'll be looking very different come the end of the weekend. We go down to Group K. We've got Patrick McNally, Tom Cantle, Boona, FPL Boona there, Daxter for the watch, Gary Horwood, also known as Harbour Boy there, and Ray Joyce, all battling it out in Group K. So yes, well done to you guys who are in the first and second spots at the moment. Interesting matchups in Group K are Boona up against Patrick McNally, and Harbour Boy against Daxter in that one. Let's move on to Group L. Now Group L, guys, sees Vince Chapman at the top with Rick Clark, Pookie Pies and Red Capes, and Let's Talk FPL, Andy there on 3 points in 3rd place. Stas Belovsky is going to be there in 4th behind him with James Bang. If you're watching this, James, or you're watching this back on the replay, come on, dude, you need to get some points. It's, James Bang, of course, is going to be donating £100 worth of Bitcoin for the winner of this competition, and I've also possibly got another prize lined up as well for the winner of this competition. So as I said, guys, there may or may not be more prizes come towards the end of the season when we get a deeper understanding on who's going to finish where. We've got Group M. Mike Jones, also known as Firetog, he's going to be up against. Oh, I'll tell you now who he's going to be up against. I'll try and skip through these as quick as possible. There's a lot of groups here, guys. A lot of groups. So Mike Jones, Firetog, of course, he's the one that does the master of the spreadsheets. He's up against Sheldon Payne. We've got Nathan Bacon up against Plavak Das, and Alan Wellsteed up against Aussie Boy in Group M. Going down to Group N now, we've got Kurt from the FPL Wildcats, Matt from Matt with his team name Smooth Clopperators. We've got FPL Aguero there, Chaban, Dan Simpson, and Philip Slavinsky. And in matchups in that one, we've got Kurt up against Shaban. That'll be a good one. And Philip up against Dan Simpson. That's Philip Slavinsky. There's 2 Philips in that one. Philip Dinovsky and Philip Slavinsky. Matthew, as I can't say some of these names. Matthew's up against Philip Dominski there. And going into Group O, I was going to say Group 0 there. We've got Gabriel Ropp at the top. David Kernahan. Wayne Dean. Davey FPL. We all know Davey FPL. He's there in 4th place with 3 points. Dan Bull behind with 0. And Graham Bonfield again from the Fantasy Football Focus. They're looking to register some points. Group P sees FPL Mechanic at the top. Behind him, we've got Vish and Charlie. Oh, interesting. Charlie on 3 points there. Davey P in 4th, FPL Chef in 5th. Bit of a star-studded group, this one. And Nasu there in 6th. So yeah, who we got matched up in that one? We've got Nasu versus Davey P. We've got FPL Chef up against FPL Mechanic, and Vish up against Charlie, Chica Mo Salah, of course. One Rovers Vlogs. So yes, guys, that pretty much is the groups and how it is. So yes, tell me about it. Right, let me go through the chat because I'm sure a lot of you guys have been talking while I've been going through all those groups. Who thinks I've got triple Man City? I just want to get an idea of how many people in chat think I've got triple Man City right now. I just want to get kind of an idea because someone in Discord earlier on voice said, "Jason, how are you going to go with triple Man City?" I was just like, interesting. Brew, it was you, was it? I've got triple United for the Liverpool game. Guys. I haven't got triple Man City, I can tell you that much. Guys, I'm going to be talking about the predictions up next. So, guys, if you want to get yourself on, talk to me. Come and join the waiting room, and we'll get a guest on to join me through the predictions this weekend. I know Steve-O did his predictions. I think you have Sterling and KDB, says Gabriel DeRop in chat. You got Sterling out. See, everyone's got their own theory about what I've done with my team, but I actually spoiled my team on the weekend. I gave it away, didn't I? Did you not see it, guys? I gave away my team for next week. Bilal says I've got KDB and Aguero. Okay, who thinks I've got Aguero in my team for Game Week 23? X in chat now. If you think I've got Aguero in my team, who thinks? I was just curious. This is going to be entertaining for me. Jason would be mad if you transfer Aguero out. I think you don't have Aguero. Oh. Well, we'll see very, very shortly, guys. Let's see if we've got anyone in the waiting room, guys, to come on to talk to me through these. We've got Statman FC. Statman FC, how you doing, buddy? Can you hear me?
Hi, Jace, you all right?
I'm great, dude. I'm really grateful that you've come on. So it's not just myself. Judging by the chat, a lot of people in chat still think I've got KDB. Still, a lot of people think I've still got Aguero in my team. Of course, him getting a hat trick and an assist, I would be crazy to get rid of him. Which I agree. I would be crazy to get rid of him on normal circumstances. I'm keeping and capping against such a good differential. Jacko is a very good differential. Aguero, I think that who's going to be captaining Aguero, guys? Let me know in chat who's going to be captaining Aguero Game Week 23. Statman, are you looking forward to Game Week 23?
I am actually. I've not waved the white flag, but it's definitely time to have a bit of fun and take a few risks. So I'm about in a similar position as Steve-O. So I've got a bit of a audacious transfer hit lined up this week for the captaincy armband. So yeah, I am actually.
Interesting. Do you think people are going to just be jumping on to Aguero now after that hat trick? Have we seen mass transfers in?
Oh, see, I had Aguero for his first haul, if you remember, early in the season, and brought him in for the captaincy, and then I held on to him too long. You know, he went on a bit of a blanking spree, so that just sticks with me. And obviously, the Pep roulette, it hurt us. Like within holding him for that extended period, he sat on the bench quite a few weeks, and I don't know if you've got it bang on, you've got it absolutely nailed, and you got the whole. You would be mad to take him out, but I think for everyone else, it's a bit of point chasing. Do you know what I mean?
I had this sort of feeling it was going to come, because it wouldn't be an FPL season without an Aguero hat trick, would it? So I was thinking it's bound to happen, and that Aston Villa fixture was just so juicy, really.
Yeah.
Obviously, they're up against Palace next. Palace, they're not really known for getting beat by massive margins. No. It was an interesting. We'll talk about it in a minute, but there was an interesting statistic. about them not conceding more than one goal since November. Whether or not Man City can unlock their defence, they will park the bus. They will literally play 11 men behind the ball. But if there's a team that can do it, it's Man City, isn't it? With the likes of KDB, with the likes of Mahrez.
Yeah, for sure.
Do you think? Anyway, this. So are you set on your team for game week 23, Statman?
Nah, I jumped in Discord about 24 hours ago. I think when Rashford got his back injury in the cup there.
Yeah.
And it threw a bit of a spanner in the works, because I'll just tell you, I plan to take Zaha down to a 4.3, and then book Maddison up to Sterling for the captaincy. I was digging a bit and looking at past meetings between City and Palace, and I see Sterling had got a brace on a couple of occasions, and I just thought, is this like our chance to do what you did last week? But then obviously I wanted to wait, later in the week just to make sure, and then Rashford picks up his back injury, so I haven't pulled the trigger yet, but it's definitely either Rashford down to Ings or Zaha down to Dendonka or Hayden or something, and then Maddison up to Sterling for the captaincy armband. So what do you think about Rashford? Is this back injury, do you think it's going to keep him out of the weekend or not?
I think Ollie would want him there to play in that game, but then he may be overruled by the medical staff. So it's one of those, it's 50-50 for me. I really think it's 50-50. I think he'd be reckless to play him so soon. He's played a lot of minutes this season anyway. It's a game against Liverpool. Big
dog.
I think it's going to be a 1-0 win to Liverpool in that game. I don't think it's going to be 3 or 4 goals in that game. I just think it's going to be a close game. If anyone could score for United, it would be Rashford, of course. I'm not convinced of Martial at the moment. I own him, and I know he returned at the weekend, but I still not 100%. Against Wolves, he was pretty anonymous for large portions of the game. I don't know. He's an out of position midfielder, so I'm keeping him in. But obviously, I am looking to possibly bring Son in at some point soon as well, and he could be good.
That's me double barreler. That's me 24. So I'm gonna book the trend. While I've got Sterling at that price, I'm not gonna move him up to Salah. I've got Mane and Trent. Yeah. And the obvious move would be to quite easily move Sterling up to Salah for 24, but I'm actually going to move Sterling down to Son, and I'm going to take one of my defenders up to Robbo, just because you look at that plum home fixture against Norwich. There's something in this telling us again. If you captain Sterling this week and then you bring Son in and double up at the back, I don't know. I'm going to have to do something a bit different to make up ground. So
hopefully your Sterling pick pays off, mate, because I'm going to be captaining Sterling as well.
Good man.
So yeah, we'll kick off with the early game on Saturday. Obviously that's. See, I've heard people saying about Tottenham doing over Watford, but I really don't think. I think this has got potential to be a bit of a spoiler. Sorry, Brew. Sorry, Boona. Watford seem to be on the ascendancy for me. They seem to be playing some good football. And with Harry Kane injured, could Watford get a result up against Tottenham here in this game? What's your thoughts, Statman?
Oh, it's definitely they're definitely capable, aren't they? The new manager bounces ran right through. So yeah, I don't think Spurs will turn them over. It could be a 2-1 either way. I've seen a lot of people picking a draw. I'm not sure. I think I'll go 2-1 Spurs.
2-1 to Spurs. Interesting. Yeah. The guys in chat are talking about 1-1. We've got Moaz there, Anish saying 1-0. Sydney Hammer saying 2-1 to Watford. People jumping on the Watford win there. Show me the Mane. Jacko saying 3-1 to Watford also. Interesting. Bilal says 2-1 to Watford. Maybe it could be a bit of a spoiler this weekend for a Spurs fan's sake. I hope that's not the case, but Firetog says 2-1 Spurs also. Tanganga goal, says Brewer in chat. Is okay. Dereco, they're saying 3-1 Spurs. I'm going to go with... Oh, it's one of those where I really fancy Watford to really put a good showing on this game. 2-1 to Tottenham. I'm gonna agree there with Firetog. And what did you say again? Was it and yourself? You said 2-1, didn't you?
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah, 2-1 Tottenham. There you go. I'm agreeing with you and Firetog in that one. Watford 2. I think it could pinch a draw in that game. It could easily be a 2-2. I might change it to 2-2. I'm changing it to 2-2, guys. Sorry, I'm changing it to 2-2. Arsenal up against Sheffield United at 3 o'clock. Your thoughts on that game?
Oh man, how Arsenal going to set up without Aubameyang? When our Sheffield will come and be solid at the back. I'll be playing Henderson. It's just whether to play Lundstrom.
I'm playing Lundstrom.
Are you? Yeah, no, it would be awful to see him.
Yeah.
I don't know. Sheffield United aren't going to get turned over by anyone, so I'll go 1-1. I'll pick Sheffield again there and pick up a point.
Okay, I don't think... Well, I think Sheffield might win this game. I'm going 1-0 to Sheffield United. Sorry, Arsenal fans. Sorry, Dan. Sorry, Dan. I know I'm playing Lundstrom. It's got absolutely no bearing on my prediction at all. A Lundstrom goal. There we go. The guys in chat saying, let's have a quick look. We've got Salt Side saying 1-0. Oh, sorry, 1-1, sorry. Tobias saying 1-1. Not coming now, Jay. Says Dan Bull there, referring to the wedding. You're not coming on. Sorry, Dan. Sorry, I've got to be honest. Hey, dude, Dan, we haven't even got to the Man United game yet. Sorry, the Liverpool Man United game. So don't speak too soon. James Carson says 2-0 to Arsenal. Sultan Saeed saying 1-1. Anish saying 1-1. 0-0 Arsenal Sheffield United. Ball draw. Honestly, wouldn't surprise me, Dre Zera. It really wouldn't. 1-0 to Sean Beans, boys. Plavak Das saying 1-1. Dereco 1-1 as well. 2-1 Arsenal, says Dan Bull. Of course he does. 2-1 Sheffield United, says Abdul. Shano says 1-1 as well. Block FPL says 0-0. Yeah. What will Arsenal be like without Aubameyang? That is the question. Can Lacazette step up to the plate and get that win for Arsenal? Arsenal 3-0, says Paulie. Moving on to the Brighton Villa game. What's your thoughts in that one?
Oh well, I've got more pace, so and it wasn't just these next two fixtures, but I was definitely holding them for this and then Bournemouth away. I fancy Brighton to put 3 past them, but not to keep a clean sheet. Maybe Villa's pride was rocked last week, and they'll come out and they'll have a better showing. But I do fancy Brighton 3-1. Hopefully, Maupay hat-trick for all the Maupay owners.
Just got a stat here. Aston Villa are undefeated in their last 5 matches against Brighton in all competitions. Interesting. Interesting.
What's the scores been in them? Do you know now?
I ain't got the scores, but yeah, it's let's see if.
As long as there's goals, I don't care.
No, but interesting. So I think in this one, I think Brighton have probably got enough in them to get a sneaker win, but I can also see it being a 0-0. I don't know. People saying Maupay could be the saviour for them. I'm going to go 1-0 for Brighton in this game. 1-0. We got Grealish Masterclass in chat from Vince Chapman saying 2-2. 1-0 to Villa, says Auto Reclose. We got Jacko saying 3-2 to Villa. 2-1 to Brighton, says James Carson. Simeon Batchelor 1-0. Firetog says playing dunk, so need a clean sheet and a goal. 2-0 Brighton. Interesting. 3-1 Brighton, says Dan Ball there in chat. So Well, a game that's going to be on the minds of a lot of FPL managers, especially after last weekend, is the Man City versus Crystal Palace game. Will it be a high-scoring game, Statman?
Not to the extent of last week. Like you say, I don't know the full stats, but if you just flick through Palace's, I think they've had like 3 or 4 or 5 1-1s. You know, it seems like they don't concede many and they don't score many. As a Zaha owner, I can definitely back that up. He's done nothing, but you know, you can't go to the Etihad and just sit back for me, you know, unless you're absolute solid at the back. So I think City will win 3-0. Still in with a brace.
Well, interesting here. So let's quickly have a look here. We've got any stats here. Man City have won 16 in the past 19 matches against Crystal Palace in all competitions. There's been over 2.5 goals scored in 12 of Man City's last 13 games. I think this could be probably a 2-0 for Man City. That 2-0 sort of rings true for me. James Carson in chat says 4-0. Firetog says 3-0. Matt D 3-1. Plavac says 2-1 to Palace. Interesting. Show me the Mane saying 12-0 to City. Come on. Tahir says 5-2. You really think they're going to ship some goals, Tahir? Really? I don't know. I think 2-0 to City is a bit more of a sensible prediction this week. Yeah, interesting there. I think anyone with Man City assets could be considering a KDB, a Sterling or Aguero captainer. For those people not going with Salah or Mane, will Steve-O stick to what he says and go with Salah, or will he change it? That's the question. That's going to be the question. He said, I'm sure he wants to go with a differential captain. We've got the Norwich versus Bournemouth game. What's your thoughts on that one, Statman?
Yeah, I'm jealous of people with Cantwell as the 4th or 5th mid. It'd be a cracking fixture to play him in. You know, he loves a goal at home. Norwich are obviously much better at home. Bournemouth are shocking. I got 2-1 to Norwich.
Oh, I can't believe you said that. You're breaking my heart, Statman. Cantwell. I may have said goodbye to Cantwell this week. I know
his fixtures aren't very good after this. Don't get us wrong. I would like to bring him in for this one, but I can understand why you would let him go. But this fixture just
is it one of those where I've done a Steve-O, got rid of him one game too early? Of course, Timo Pukki should be back. And back, you have to be an out. Hopefully there. Grant Hanley about. Let's just reading something here on whoscored.com. We've got Bournemouth have lost 9 out of their last 11 matches. That's just one. Oh, that's relegation, isn't it? They've also failed to score in 6 of their last 8 matches as well. That's not a good stat. It's just they're not getting any goals at all. And this is another damning one. Bournemouth have conceded at least 2 goals in their last 3 matches. Wow. Absolutely rubbish. Absolutely rubbish. What are the guys in chat saying here? We got no defense versus no defense. Norwich 3-1 Bournemouth. Cantwell with 2 goals. Drezer, that would break my heart if he does that. Cantwell could punish me. He really, really could. Who did Jason get out? I'll be telling you very shortly. Palace never score more than 1. Rubbish forwards. What was your prediction in this game?
This one?
Yeah, Norwich Bournemouth.
2-1 to Norwich.
2-1 Norwich. I think that it'll be 2-0 to Norwich. Sorry Bournemouth, sorry Eddie Howe. It's relegation form, and on the way you're playing at the moment, you deserve it. Sorry. So yes, moving on then to the Southampton Wolves game. Interesting. Can Danny Ings continue on his run of form, or can Wolves finally keep him out? What's your thoughts?
Oh, I hope he doesn't. Unless, saying that, I still can bring him in for Rashford this week, pending. But I'm not sure. Wolves are a tricky one. They're definitely, they're penetrable. Newcastle scored against them last week. is this the week where they get undone though? I'll go for an upset. I'll go for a 2-1 to Wolves.
Interesting. In the last 6 meetings, Wolves have won 3 of those games. There's been 1 draw and Southampton have won 2, so it's relatively even. What are the guys in chat saying here? 2-1 Wolves, Chelsea Flyer. 2-1 Wolves, Infamous FPL. 2-1 Bilal says there. Tobias says 2-1. James Carson 2-0 to the Saints. Wow, so interesting there. Interesting spread of people. Yeah, it's literally as the previous meetings would suggest. People are siding with either Southampton or Wolves. It's very split. So I think this game could be a few goals. I think 2-1 to Southampton, just to edge it there. Right, let's move on to the West Ham Everton game. Obviously West Ham not doing very well, and people piling up on Richarlison or Calvert-Lewin, and defenders like Sidibe and Holgate. What's your thoughts on this one? Will West Ham?
Moyes versus the Toffees.
Yeah.
If they're gonna lift the game, it'll be for that one to have Moyes' back against his old club. Well, his more recent club. I think there's a few goals in this. I think I'll go 2-2.
2-2.
Quite open, I imagine.
Everton are undefeated in 12 of their last 13 away matches against West Ham in all competitions. That's a very interesting stat there. In the last 6 meetings in all competitions, Everton have won 3 out of the 6, drawing only 1 of the games, and West Ham have won 2. I think that this game is going to be pretty boring. I think it's probably going to have very little in terms of excitement. Could it be Calvert-Lewin returning points for those people that have bought him in and not had anything so far? I think it could be Richarlison again, and I'm going to go with a 1-0 win to Everton. The guys in the chat are saying 2-1 to Everton, 1-1. Nasty Balls is saying 1-1. Everton 2-1, says Plavac. 2-1 Everton is a popular scoreline here. Julius, Ari Hiroki, Mark Byrne and Plavac all saying that. Everton to win 2-0, says Infamous FPL. 1-0 to Everton. A lot of people going with the Everton there. I don't think I saw anyone with a West Ham win in the predictions. So, yes, moving on to the Newcastle-Chelsea game. What's your thoughts in this one?
I actually fancy us for an upset in this one. I haven't got the stats, but I just don't feel like we've got a bad record against Chelsea at home. I always remember going to that game and now we're going back a few years, but I know that it continued a bit since I've left. But yeah, I'm going to pick a 2-1 win, which I don't normally do for obvious reasons. But I think 2-1. Almiron's in a bit of form. Carroll might play. Joe Linton just got his first goal at St James's midweek. I know he's rubbish, don't get us wrong, but I don't know. There's just something in us that fancies the lad to
I've got the stats here. Statman, and I have to say they haven't been that good lately. In the Premier League, at least. For obviously the last 6 meetings, 5 of them being in the Premier League, of course. Newcastle have only won 1 game at the last 6, and Chelsea were winning 5 out of the 6 games there. The win coming, of course, for Newcastle in the Premier League back in 2018 at home, winning 3-0 over Chelsea there. Every other game, it's been a lot of goals actually. 11 goals scored for Chelsea and 6 goals scored for Newcastle in the last 6 games. So could it be a bit of a thriller, this game? Could people owning Tammy Abraham come out with some points? I think there could be something in that. I think it could be 3-1 to Chelsea in this game. I think it could be very upsetting. I'm sorry, Statman, I really am, but I've got Chelsea to win that one, mate. Of course, what are the guys in the chat saying about this one? 2-2. Joe Linton will actually score a goal. Newcastle were pretty solid against Wolves, says Julius in chat. Yes. But can they keep out Chelsea? That is the question. What is Newcastle's defence looking like? Still light? Yes, exactly. Exactly. They're a bit light at the back, but they did well against Wolves. 2-2 says Christoph. Up the tune says Brew. There we've got 2-1. Sorry, 2-1. What 2-1 to who exactly? Paul J says 2-0 to Chelsea. You mean 2-1 to Newcastle? Well, that's a good one. Someone's actually predicting Newcastle to win. 2-1 to Newcastle says Julius. 1-1. Okay. So there's a few people going with a Newcastle win there. Moving on to the Sunday games, we've got Burnley up against Leicester. Obviously, people looking to move away from Jamie Vardy as a captain choice. Burnley, can they do a job? Can they keep Leicester out, Statman?
I hope not, as Vardy order. I think Leicester they'll win 2-0. I'll go for Vardy to get the goal and do the baby celebration that we're all waiting for. I just think Burnley are poor at the minute, aren't they? Like recent stats, they're conceding a lot of shots and just got to hide and So Leicester win 2-0. Nothing special.
Right. So in the last 6 meetings between these two teams, we've seen Leicester winning 3 of those games, 1 draw, and Burnley winning 2. There's been some goals, 6 goals for Leicester, 5 for Burnley. So you're looking at lots of 1-0s there for Leicester Burnley there, and we got. I think in this game, looking at it, I don't think it's going to be that spectacular. I think Burnley will defend and try and hit them on the counter-attack. I think Leicester will have a lot of possession. If they can do something with it, that's another question. Vardy, can he return to his scoring form? I think he can. Personally, I think it's going to be 2-1 to Leicester. And another clean sheet disappointment for Leicester there. For those people with soy and chew, I'm going to go with 2-1 to Leicester. The guys in chat are saying the following. Vardy will score and get 2 bonus points, so 9. 3-0 Leicester. Burnley are awful. I think Steve-O would agree with you there, Lewis. What was this saying at Tahir? By the time Vardy scores, the kid will be in secondary school. Vardy party for sure, says Infamous FPL. 1-0 Leicester, says Michael Svedin. 4-1 Leicester's a little bit ambitious there. I wonder if you're going to be captaining Vardy there, Aussie boy. 2-0 I think is a bit more realistic there with Jacko, but could be of course proven wrong. Colin Moonwalker again, also going with a 4-0 win. 2-1 is my prediction. And finally, we've got the Liverpool Manchester United game, the big Super Sunday derby. Is this going to be fireworks? Is this going to be a bit of a party pooper? Thoughts on this fixture?
See, if I don't look at stats or anything, I just go out of my mind's eye.
Yeah,
I'm sure this is a draw a lot of the time. Is this not a low scoring draw? It's quite tight and tenchy, and that's what I think it'll be. It'll be a 1-1. But I just can't remember this being much of a thriller. I know you would have had some 3-2s and 4-3s, but in my mind's eye, I just always see it tense. Because it's the big derby. I don't care about City versus United. This is your derby, innit? So,
correct.
it'll be tight. 1-1.
Yeah, of course. So back in November, it finished 1-1. Back in February last season, it was 0-0 at Old Trafford. Liverpool beating us last year, remember, at home 3-1, and again, we lost away as well there, and I think that in the last 6 meetings, Man United have only won 1 game, but then Liverpool have only won 2. So I think if we look at the odds and the draw percentage is 50%. I mean, it's three out of the last 6 games have been draws. I personally think Liverpool are going to win the game 1-0. Or maybe even 2-0, especially with news that Rashford's possibly injured or a doubt for this game. Can I see more than 1 goal? You know what? I can. I can see Liverpool winning 2-0, guys. I'm sorry. I really can. Well, not sorry. I mean, I'm sorry to be a United supporter in this fixture, but I think it could be a couple of goals there. Well, the guys in chat say Michael Svedin says 2-0 Liverpool, Salah brace. Spoiler alert, I think Michael Svedin's got his captain there. 3-0 Liverpool, Salah, Mane, Van Dijk. 2-0. 1-1 draw, Liverpool to drop points, please. Could it be that I'm wrong, guys, and Man United can somehow pull out a win and deny Liverpool of the invincible title that only Arsenal have managed to achieve? 2-1 Liverpool, Christoph. 7-0 to Liverpool, says Simeon. Oh, all the Liverpool fans are coming out now in full force, of course. Nasty Balls 4-1, Scousers. Sultan Saeed 2-1. Plavak saying 2-0. 5-1, Paul J 2-0. Says a Firetog there, 2-0. Liverpool, if Rashford is out, if he plays, it's 2-2. So, okay, so if Rashford plays, he's got more chance of getting something out of the game. Right. So those are the predictions. Statman, are we going to? Sorry, I'm just reading something in Discord. I can't do two things at once. I do apologise. Have you posted your team in the team screenshots?
No, I will do though. But can I touch on something? Because
yeah, by all means.
I'm just looking at the history there, right? Because you made us question myself. Like Chelsea, right, at St James's, they've only won 1 out of the last 6 at St James's. At St James's, this is what my mind's eye was remembering. You know, okay. At home, they've won the last 1. We've won the one before that. There's a draw, and then we've beat them 3 times on the spin before that. So at St James's, they don't do well. I just want to clear that because I suddenly checked the history and I thought, am I tripping? But nah, Chelsea don't do that well at St James's. Away at Stamford Bridge.
Well, there's been a lot of So basically away. So yeah, the two games at St James's, Newcastle beat Chelsea 3-0 in the Premier League last year, of course, and then the other game at St James's. They beat us. They beat you 2-1, yeah. So, but yeah, on who scored
there, 2-0, 3-2s. We've got, you know.
How far back are you gonna go?
2014. No, but that's your home games, though, isn't it? I think like things like that definitely come into play. Like if the fan, like I used to go into that game knowing. Like not fearing it. It wasn't like Liverpool coming or City, someone that you remembered getting hiding from every year. But I fancy the lads to do something. But I'll put my team in.
Yeah, no worries. I mean, in the looking at this here, you got 22 games. Chelsea have won 12 of them, and Newcastle won 7. So yeah, you're right. I mean, they've held up to their own really, and especially at home. It's been pretty good for Newcastle over the last few years there. Yeah, at home 1 draw, 1-1. Yeah, definitely the form has been better at home against Chelsea. But yeah, bring your team up and we'll have a look at it. You posted it in the team screenshots.
I haven't done this in so long.
Fine, mate.
I've just found it there. There you go. So that's my team transfers.
Cool. I'm going to load it up now and we'll see what you got here. Pre-transfers, yeah? Here we go. So Statman's team pre-transfers and... Alright, Statman, take it away. How confident are you? Is he gone? He's gone. There he is. I'll bring him back in. Statman, I've got your team up here. I don't know what happened to you there, dude. How confident are you with De Bruyne at the moment as your captain? We'll try again, Statman. How confident are you with that team?
Hello.
How confident are you with that team?
Not very, mate. Not very at all. I definitely need to shake it up and start moving well away from the template that I've got stuck on a bit.
Are you disappointed with Traore? obviously put in a good show against Tottenham and especially Man City. Are you disappointed that he hasn't really done much else?
I am, but like even look at who the Wolves play last week against us. Like he could have easily had a couple of assists. Like Jimenez missed that like point blank header.
Well, he did the same against us, to be fair. Last night, he had a couple of great passes into the box.
So it's like every week I look at my team before kickoff, and I think like it looks all right. You know, they're in form, good fixtures, and then the game week pans out, and whoever doesn't return. But it could have been so different for very little. You know, Jimenez puts that away. That's the winning goal. Traore probably gets a couple of bonus and an assist, and it's the same with Zaha. I've definitely kept him far too long, but he should have had an assist himself. A couple of assists against Arsenal. So, but what would you do with that team? Like my option, and I definitely need to get Sterling in for Maddison. He's trolled us a few times, and I'm definitely ready to move him up. But would you take Rashford down to Ings, which sounds great?
100%.
Knowing that Man U's fixtures, though, your fixtures after this, there's 3 plum home games out of 4, and it's like if I bring Ings in, I'm then got Vardy, Ings, and Maupay. Maupay's got Bournemouth the following week. If he does well against Villa, it's going to be difficult to take him out. You're not going to want to take Vardy out at the minute, for me personally. And then if Ings does, I'm going to find myself in another pickle, I think.
Yeah, I think it's a really tough one, mate. It really is, because obviously, you've got funds there locked in Zaha. And also you've got doubts of Rashford now. So you really want to kind of look at, and obviously being trolled, like you said, with Maddison. I think the Ings move could be quite a shrewd one. I think you've missed out on a lot of points with Ings. And he's such a great budget enabler that he allows you to do that transfer up in midfield. You're not considering tripling up on Liverpool?
Yeah, for 24. Not for this week.
Well, that's what I mean. Make a plan now.
Yeah, no, the plan's there. I'll go Sterling. I'll go Maddison to Sterling, and then either Rashford down to Ings or Zaha down to Dendoncker or Hayden. So, and then Maddison up to Sterling. Then 24.
You've got 2 free transfers, have you?
Nah, I'll need to take a -4.
Oh, right,
I need to take a -4. I'll take 2 -4s, and then the plan would be going into 24 with Sterling down to Son for Norwich at home, and then take Willems or maybe Soyuncu up to Robbo. I'm definitely going to go on 2 at the back and Marnie. I just think.
I mean, there's a few players there now. Obviously, you got Zaha, you got Kelly. You've obviously got Williams. Kelly's all right, but they're not exactly keeping clean sheets at the moment, and the fixtures are not. They get better after Man City. Soyuncu, he's cheap and he's playing for Leicester, and Leicester were doing really well at the back, and I do think he's a good defender, so I can't see any reason to necessarily jump at getting him out just yet. I think
not right now. No.
I think, like you said, you've got other things to worry about. Maupay against Aston Villa, I think is brilliant. I think it's a good one to have in. I think
I've contemplated a wild card, Jason. I've sat this week and I've looked at who, if I wanted to pull a wild card, who's coming out. And to be honest, it's only really Zaha, Traore, Willems, and maybe Soyuncu.
So
you know
4
what I mean?
players, the wild card is not worth. So
4 or 5. Nah, it's not worth it. But then I'm caught in the middle, aren't I? Like, what would you do? Like, would you? Would you?
Well, you know what I'd do? I'd take a hit.
And the 16. No, you wouldn't.
Well, no, but I mean, not now. I'm behaving myself now. I think that I think Rashford can unlock that money to upgrade the Maddison move. I think that could be quite a good one for you. I think I've got this feeling that Sterling's gonna be the guy. Obviously, he had the rest at the weekend, and
definitely,
I think he could be almost a. I hate to say it, but I think he's guaranteed to start. And he's not played a lot of minutes the last couple. He came on the previous weekend. He came on for 1 minute, didn't he? So
he's had 2 games off.
He's had two games off. So surely now he's nailed to start, and up against Crystal Palace. I mean, maybe it isn't going to be a complete bulldozering, but City do score a few goals. You think that he could be amongst them, and I don't want to. I wouldn't want to be you. I wouldn't want to be you thinking of doing it, not doing it, and then witnessing it. You know what I mean? But
no, I'm doing it on my life. I'm doing it. It's just you're saying the Rashford Ings is the more sensible move, but then I'm stuck with Zaha still. And to be honest, the thought of getting rid of him down to a 4.4 Dendonker or someone.
So how much have you got in the bank at the moment?
I think I've got 2.3.
So you can go Zaha to Dendonker, and then you can go Maddison to...
And then Maddison to Sterling.
Oh, you can do that, sorry.
Yeah. That's what
and then bench Rashford and keep him for the fixtures.
And then keep him for the plum 3 home fixtures out of 4. It's just he's done really well for me. I was on the verge of getting shot of him a couple of weeks ago, and then he turns up with a 6 and a 9 and 12 or something. So I really don't want to take an informed player out with three.
Yeah, the fixtures after Liverpool are really nice. Maybe that. Yeah, I think Zaha needs to go. Zaha's got to go. Yeah, Zaha's got to go. And if you just bring him down to Dendonker, a playing midfielder that's going to lock you that money to then upgrade Maddison to the likes of Sterling, then I think that's brilliant. And then obviously you can do the Sterling switch over to Salah. Is that right? Is that your plan?
Son. Taking the Son.
So you're not going to go? Are you going to triple up or not triple up?
Yes, but I'll double up at the back. So I'll
you're not going to get Firmino in for Rashford then?
No. I'll definitely fancy the clean sheet over them going to town on both Wolves and West Ham. I think. Okay,
yeah, that's fair enough. So
more towards them.
So your plan is Sterling in for Maddison, Dendonker in for Zaha for -4, then switch out Sterling to Son. For his fixture. Who's he playing the week after? Son?
No, at home.
No, that's
it just screams out. He was unlucky against Liverpool. He could have had a couple against Liverpool, and I just think, not like Spurs look amazing, but I think that could be a week where everyone's so focused on doubling up midfield for Liverpool. I think Son could match them. If there's one of them games 1-0. And both of them don't get any returns in one of them games, I think Son could match them.
Well, people in chat are actually saying, what's the thing about Sterling at the moment? He's not done anything in loads of games. He's obviously not played the last couple, but people jumping on Mahrez. Of course, he's in form at the moment. He's playing really well. Is Sterling just a way too much? Maybe we're kind of just not considering.
But it's Rocco, isn't it? I listened to the Steve-O's, and I'm sure he scored a brace in 2 out of the last 3 or 4 games against Palace. And I just had a quick flick on each result. You know how you can click on the result and it'll bring up the scorers, and it seemed his name was on the score sheet more often than not, and I like that. And he's had 2 games off. When do you ever get a City player?
Well, this is exactly what happened with Aguero, wasn't it? Let's be honest with you. Over the Christmas period, the chat was literally laughing in the fact that I was sticking with Aguero week in, week out. Before his hat-trick, let's remember, guys, before his hat-trick, he didn't play any minutes against Everton. And then he played 80 minutes against Sheffield United, got himself a goal. And then he played only 13 minutes, and then 1 minute against Leicester. So essentially, if we look at Aguero, who, as an example, if you kind of patience with these players or bring them in at the right time, like the people that brought in Aguero for that Aston Villa fixture, genius, absolute genius. Yeah. But loads of people in the chat, people on Twitter were like, "Are you joking? You captaining Aguero?" I mean, literally saw in the poll on Twitter that most people thought that I was going to ruin my game week by captaining Aguero. So again, I think there is logic in in being cautious with players that are not getting minutes, especially with Man City. Yeah, Sterling hasn't played much at all in the last few weeks. Does it mean he hasn't got the potential to explode against Crystal Palace? No, it doesn't. But people that do well in FPL are the people that get the right players and captain the right players. So I definitely need that again this week to see a green arrow. So my captaincy will be Sterling. So yes, bring Mahrez in, captain Mahrez by all means, but prepare yourself. That's what I'm going to say. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. I could be obviously red-faced come the weekend, and you guys could all be like, "Well, told you that Mahrez was going to get 90 minutes and Sterling wasn't." So, but yeah, we'll wait and see on that one. No, I think your move's all right. I think go with the Zaha and the Maddison solution. Yeah, definitely. And like you said with Rashford, the fixtures after Man City, you've got Burnley at home, Wolves at home, Chelsea away, Watford at home, Everton away. I can see United scoring in all of those games. So yeah, definitely look at perhaps keeping hold of Rashford if you can afford to. Statman, quality.
Definitely.
I will. Who wants to see what I'm doing with my team?
Yes.
Let's bring up my team. I know we've got Anish and Aussie Boy in the waiting room. If you were listening in, we'll get you on very shortly. Statman, you're welcome to stay here. I'm just going to bring up my team on the screen. Waiting for people to give me some criticism here because it's not going to be popular. I've benched Martial. Could it be? Could it be? Right. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Boom. Gaeta. Oh, Gaeta. Could he get me some save points in that game? I'm really right. So basically, it's Lundstrom, Gaeta for me, and Martial. Martial I've put on the bench. I mean, I've gone with the 5-3-2. I'm waiting for it. I'm waiting for the comments. No Aguero.
Hang on. Oh yeah.
So yeah, I did. I'm gonna let you guys into a little bit of a secret. Before the Man City game, I may have transferred out Aguero. So literally, I did.
Oh no.
Aguero down to Ings, and I did Cantwell. Up to De Bruyne. Cantwell to De Bruyne. Aguero to Ings. That was my moves. These are my transfers, guys, and you can see the timing on my transfers. So I did them on the 11th of Jan. So I did them on the Saturday. Man City, of course, played on the Sunday. So there we go.
Why? What made you jump the gun that early?
There was a price rise on. I think it was De Bruyne, and I had exact money. Or was it Ings or De Bruyne? One of them was going up. I had exact money to go Cantwell to De Bruyne and Ings for Aguero, and I just thought, you know what, I'm going to do it. And then, of course, I witnessed what I witnessed. And I was just like, oh my God, I've just transferred out Aguero. Like, what am I doing? I'm the worst FPL manager ever. That was brilliant. So yeah, I'm either going to be deemed a genius or I'm going to be looked to like a fool if Aguero does score big. But my thoughts are with Sterling and De Bruyne. Sterling being rested. I'm going to captain Sterling. Have De Bruyne in there as well. I think that can cover the Man City there. I think it could work out.
Could. Very brave. What the hell? Well,
where has Aguero gone? You lost the plot, mate. You're drinking that mercury in your tea. Literally, I got Aguero in. He's had his haul, and now I'm moving on. Now moving on to the Sterling hat-trick, guys. There'll be scenes. There will be absolute scenes with Steve-O's reaction if Sterling was to do something. big in that game. Oh, can't wait for Steve-O stream if Aguero hauls. He will laugh his head off. He will laugh his head off. Is Gomez going to start getting rotated with Matip? Possibly, Josh. People saying play Martial over at Lundstrom. It's not 100% set in stone, guys. This team isn't 100% set in stone. Do I play Martial against Alexander-Arnold and Gomez? That is it. That is the question. I don't like playing players against each other. It's really annoying. I still have Aurier. Yeah, I know I still have Aurier. I'm not going to bench Aurier.
Who would be the most up on the chopping block to come out for Martial then? I'm assuming your backline. Who would be the obvious transfer then for you?
I don't know, man. I think Aurier and Lundstrom have got potential to create something. They've both got that potential. Lundstrom obviously playing attacking, and Aurier's really far forward in a lot of the games that Spurs play in. I really don't see United getting anything out of that game. I really don't see anything for United.
Working.
Aurier will concede. Martial has a higher ceiling, really? Against away at Liverpool. I can see him getting lost. Infamous. I really can. You guys are all shouting at me to play Cantwell last week as well. Why would you not bench Aurier? They only keep clean sheets. They are not keeping clean sheets, and attacking points come from time to time. Martial can score on the counter, says Bilal. Martial in for Aurier. Scenes when Tanganga plays over Aurier. I've got a feeling, guys, that my first sub may come into play anyway. I can see Greenwood doing better than Martial, says Nasty Balls. Martial won't score. United will only score with Rashford. He's the only one who consistently scores in big games. I get ready for Sterling bench. So who thinks I've made a mistake getting rid of Aguero? I think I'm happy now with my team. Ings, I think Ings will keep going on as long as he's fit and healthy. I think Ings is in massive form at the moment, and I'm glad to have him in my team. Sterling's been rested for 2 games. I think he's due a haul. I think he's due a haul, guys. Steve-O mentioned he was going to captain Salah, but whether or not he does, I don't know. He might change his mind.
Can you look back, Jason, just to or not? But I just remember when I brought Aguero in for a hit and captained him for his 38 or what points or whatever it was. I looked back on how he treated us afterwards, because in my mind's eye I'm thinking, he blanked, but he didn't. He kind of returned the 2 following games like decent hauls, like a 10 and
I
an 8
don't want to look back, mate. I don't want to look back about that. Aguero normally
that's all I'm thinking.
Yeah,
that's all I'm thinking. After
never been FPL saying that.
Started, and he scores again, and then he tapers off. Then he gets his rest after 2. I don't know. Like obviously you did it before you saw, so you can't really be blamed. But you've got to be worried if he bangs another hat trick in.
Lewis Kirkby says, I don't think Aguero is a mistake. I think it's a reactive decision, and I will mostly pay off. I mean, I brought De Bruyne in, guys. Let this sink in. I brought De Bruyne in for Cantwell, and I brought Ings in for Aguero. So I see them. I see that as an upgrade, overall upgrade to my team. And I didn't do a point hit. No hit taken whatsoever. So my 2 transfers were that, my 2 free transfers. I think Aguero gone was a good move. You quit while you're ahead with him. Pep rotation is risky. I'm not regretting it, mate. It's fine. Don't worry, Bilal. Cameron says he's doing a match of the day challenge on Saturday. I only have 6 playing, but away at Lincoln for the Blackpool game, so might as well enjoy. Cameron, I know I've just got KDB in. KDB is City's new CDM. No, If Aguero gets 2 attacking returns, will we get him back? No. Maybe on a wild card, but that isn't going to be for any time soon. Yes, surely it's an upgrade when you have 2 good players instead of 1. Exactly, Nish. People just see the Aguero transfer out and they like, no.
Hang on a minute, though. Cantwell is playing Bournemouth at home, though.
Yeah, right, okay. Can we not remind me?
He's not a write-off. He is playing the worst defence in the league at home, which he loves, and Pukki's back. Like, I think Cantwell could match De Bruyne as long as he gets it. Just I'm not stirring the pot, but it's not like you're not writing off Traore or something, who's been shocking. It's like Cantwell is good at home, man. He's good at home.
Well, let's wait and see, shall we? Let's see how this pays off. I've got good vibes, positive vibes. Do I play Martial? Do I bench Martial? That is the question I've been having all week. I'll decide probably last minute. I really will. Will it be Aurier I bench? Will it be Lundstram I bench? Wait and see, guys. But let's bring on Aussie Boy and Anish joining us now on air. You may or may not have seen my team. What's your initial reaction, Aussie Boy, to me taking Aguero out of my team? Am I mad?
Well, since you said that you had done it before the hat-trick, then I don't think you're completely mad. But I would have at least waited until the end of the game week, even though there's a price, right?
I wouldn't have been able to do those moves. Literally, I think it was De Bruyne. De Bruyne was going up. I'm pretty sure De Bruyne went up on Saturday night. It was either him or Ings, one of the two. And I literally had zero. I literally wouldn't have been able to make those moves if I didn't do it. So I kind of was like, right, I'm doing it. Bringing in De Bruyne. I'm bringing in De Bruyne, who I feel can match Aguero. At the time, I thought he could match Aguero. And then, of course, Aguero got the hat-trick. But De Bruyne can still do really well for points. And I was planning on captaining Sterling. So I saw limited minutes for Aguero in that game at home to Crystal Palace. And I think Sterling will play the full 90. That's my logic in it. And Ings is on massive form at the moment. And I got Cantwell out because I know he's got Bournemouth, but I just don't want Cantwell in my team anymore. So yeah, that's my logic.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, I just
long term.
Yeah, I'm thinking more long term as well with my team. I think. Hello, Anish. How you doing, dude?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you. You?
So, Aussie Boy, your final decision on my transfer, good or bad?
Well, I think that he could just blank next week and it'll get benched. And I think taking Aguero out isn't the worst decision. I just think because he just had an amazing game, it swayed it a bit. But I don't think it's a terrible move. I think it's just it's like a medium move.
Right, so you might regret moving Cantwell versus Bournemouth, says Jamadiah. Nish, what's your thoughts on this removal of Aguero after 3 goals and an assist?
To be honest, I think it's not a bad move. It's 50-50 whether he or Jesus starts.
Yeah, I think.
And if he started this game, he's going to blank the next game anyway, so he's going to blank for the next 2.
And
because the next game week is a midweek game week.
I mean, there is obviously their money in Sterling as well, and if Gomez becomes a threat for Matip, I could always change my triple up to the Salah, Mane, and Alexander-Arnold instead of the Gomez, Alexander-Arnold, and Salah. So I've got that as well that I could potentially do for that double up, depending on what happens over the next.
I can't see Gomez losing his place anytime soon because he's been playing really well. So I reckon he'll keep Matip out until he drops his form, which will inevitably happen.
Yeah, I think.
To be honest, I think
I was dreading showing everyone my team because I was thinking, right, here we go. People in chat are going to be like, "You're an idiot. You took out Aguero." But I'm used to it. I'm used to people kind of criticizing moves. It's fine. It's fine. You guys play your own game. Bring in Aguero. Go on, captain him. A lot of these people that are laughing at me taking out Aguero haven't got Aguero in their team, and they don't plan to bring him in anytime soon, especially with the upcoming double game week. with involving Liverpool. So yeah, just don't worry about it too much, guys. I'm a rival, so you want me to do bad. But I'm confident that Sterling can do good stuff for me. Let me just quickly switch Martial. I always look at my team, see what it looks like. So if I do what you guys suggest, go to a 4-4-2, play Martial up against Gomez and Alexander-Arnold. Does that look better, guys? Does that team look better to you? Because to be honest, I just see a 2-pointer from Martial in that game. But anyway, enough of me. Anish, are you all set for Game Week 23?
I'm not set. I've got a dilemma to do with my transfer.
Oh, another person that's got a dilemma. What's your dilemma, Anish? Let's bring your team up, shall we? What's your dilemma?
It's the main dilemma is which defender to get rid of for Robertson.
Say again.
Which defender to get rid of for Robertson?
Which defender to get rid of for Robertson? Is that what you're saying?
Aurier.
Probably.
Aurier.
Out of all of those, yeah.
Dunk's got good big shot.
I was considering Rashford to Ings for a hit, but Hasenhuttl said something about Ings being rested shortly.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he said something along the lines of, Ings can't play every game.
Who said that?
He can't play this week. He's definitely having a rest.
No. He'll play.
He said that he can't play every game, but they have FA Cup next weekend anyways.
Yeah, they'll be fine. Don't worry about that. So your team here. So, what's your transfer thoughts?
Probably going to do Aurier or Kelly to Robertson.
Yeah, you keep breaking up. I'm afraid, Anish. You're very quiet and keep breaking up. Can you say it again?
I'm probably going to do Aurier or Kelly to Robertson.
Robertson and who?
No, Aurier or Kelly to Robertson.
Or Kelly.
Or Carrot. Right, so how much have you got in the bank?
3.5 million.
Oh, yeah, well, but for me, it'd be Aurier. I mean, can you afford Kelly to Robertson? Can you?
Well, I've got 3.5 million, so I'll have like 0.3 million left.
More than enough there.
Yeah.
I see he's got Martial on the bench as well.
He has got Martial on the bench as well. You're not confident, Anish?
I think Liverpool are going to win 1-0. It'll be 0-0 draw.
Yeah, and Rashford on the bench. Martial and Rashford on the bench for Anish there. Wow. Well, if news comes out that Rashford's fit to play, is that going to change?
To be honest, he said that he's going to give it every chance. I think so. He's not going to, even in tomorrow in his press conference, he's not going to be giving us any clues as to whether he's going to start or not.
Okay. I think, just do your upgrade from Aurier to probably, Aurier or Kelly. That's a toss-up. Chat, what do you think? Aurier or Kelly? I mean, Spurs fixtures, they're not too bad. And Aurier's got good attacking potential. Maybe Kelly could be a possible...
I think if he could go Kelly, I would.
Yeah.
Just because Aurier is just better. He's just in a better team and he's a better player. So I'd easily get rid of Kelly. I assumed that you wouldn't have the money. So, But now that you have the money, then it's easy decisions, I reckon.
That's a very strong backline to have, though. Dunk with his fixtures. You'd have Brent and Robbo, Aurier and Lundstrom. That's 5. And
then he has Dunk, who's also quite good.
Well, he's got the fixtures. Brighton have got the fixtures coming up, so I don't know. Is that giving yourself another headache, like having 5?
Headache,
But it's not a bad headache to have, I suppose.
Aurier, you have some spare cash that you can maybe spend elsewhere, like Traore, because I'm looking to get him out next week.
I'm assuming that Anish, you're looking to get at least one more maybe a trip up there. So one of the mids. Yeah, so that extra bit of money might come in useful if you did the Aurier upgrade like they were talking about. But interesting.
Or I think even if I get rid of Kelly this week, I'm going to have to choose, because I'm going triple up in defence.
Ooh.
So I'm going to have to pick one of them anyway to go for Van Dijk.
Oh, right. Okay, you're going to trip up in defence. Okay, interesting.
No.
Well, there you go. Might have answered your own question. Does it really matter which you do? To be honest, if you're ultimately going to triple up, because I can see Aurier and Kelly going out anyway.
Because I guess it's Kelly this week because he's got the bad fixture.
Yeah.
Too.
Well, cheers for that, Anish.
Thanks. Cheers for having me.
Cheers, buddy. So yes, Aussie boy. Let's bring you quickly to bring your team up. Are you confident?
No. I can just never see anything going right for me. You know?
Why are you benching Cantwell at home to Bournemouth? The chat will scream out.
I don't really know who else to.
Traore, you've already got Jimenez.
I'd rather play those two against Southampton because I'm getting rid of them next week. So I don't know. Cantwell, you know, he's like, he just feels like a bench player. So I just don't have as much confidence in him. I'm still not set in stone, but I may bring him in for Traore, but I don't know. I'd still rather Traore because he's quite explosive at Southampton, I reckon.
Cantwell's so consistent at home, though. If you just look at Cantwell's history there, Jason, like at home, man, like he loves it, man. He scored and assisted a lot, and you've got to remember that's while Pookie's out as well. Pookie's back. That's his bro. You know, they seem to link up very well. I'm gutted I haven't got him because I've had him for massive parts of the season, and this just screams out a Pookie and a Cantwell show for me. So Aussie boy, you've got to play him, man.
All right, I'll see. I'll probably play him for Traore.
So if we look at home games, right? So Tottenham at home, he didn't do anything in. Crystal Palace at home, he got 10 points. Wolves at home, he got 10 points. Sheffield United at home in game week 16, he didn't. But then, it's his home games. He's done really well. Out of his 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 last 5 home games, he's returned 1, 2, 3 times out of the last 5. So, yeah.
And they're big 10-pointers as well. It's not like a 6. You know,
they're like 10-pointers. Like 10-pointers.
Some. I'll
probably will actually. I think you've convinced me. Because Bournemouth's defense is horrendous. So. Yeah. I reckon I will. But what do you think about the triple up I have?
I think it's brilliant. I think majority of people will it'll be the popular triple up. I think the Mane Salah midfield with Trent Alexander-Arnold is optimal. Obviously, we heard Anish wanted to go triple defence. It's always risky to go triple defence, even though you got favourable fixtures. I think that
I still stick by the whole idea that I from the start of the season that I can't have more, like at least 2. I can only have 2. I can't have 3 of the same team. And even when I had Henderson at one point, I still hated having Lundstram and Henderson. Didn't like it, even though they got me clean sheets. It's just I don't like the feeling. I feel nervous.
No, it's fair enough. No, I think your team's quite solid, to be honest with you. I'm not. I look at that team. I think good. I mean, out of 11, I'd give it. I think I'd probably just give it a 9 out of 11, really, in that one. I think. Yeah,
it's just I'm trying. I want to get
you got Ryan
City
in goal.
Player.
You're gonna get a City player, say.
I just want to get a City player next week, and for Jimenez and Traore.
Well, the only way you're going to do that if you downgrade Vardy, unless you want to get rid of Mane.
I figured out a way to get in for Traore, De Bruyne.
How?
Oh yeah, I figured out a way to get KDB because I have like 2 million or something in the bank.
So what would that transfer involve then? What would that be?
It would be like a -4 involving Cantwell, which is the only problem. So it'd be like Jimenez to Calvert-Lewin, Then it'd be Campbell to Dendonka and Traore to KDB. And then my midfield and defense will be quite strong, but my forward line would be quite weak, I think. Just with Calvert-Lewin.
Your forward line would be weak with Calvert-Lewin, Vardy and Ings?
Yeah, I don't like Calvert-Lewin that much. That's the only thing.
Wait,
Still trying to figure out.
Two of the most top scoring FPL forwards and Calvert-Lewin would be a weak front line. Is that what you just said?
Yeah. Maybe it's not the weakest. I don't know. I get caught up in the cash, when it says money. It's like it's weird. It's like I still don't feel like Ings is a premium asset, even though he's playing like a premium asset.
Oh, he is a premium asset. Can't deny that. No, we keep denying it. What is it? 11 games on the spin. It's a joke.
He's
it's a
insane.
Joke. How long have you had him, Aussie boy? How long have you had him?
I've just had him 1 week.
Oh yeah. But he returned though, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. So, he got the yellow cards, so no bonus points for me.
I can understand. The thing is, people been so stubborn with Ings not getting him in, like me, and it's just been like it's a punished week in, week out, and I find
just need to get him in and just leave it. Relax a bit. You can relax a bit, like holiday.
Yeah. No, it's fair enough. Cool. Sounds like you got a bit of a plan there, and We'll be live over the weekend. Steve-O's messaged me saying that he's going to be live over the weekend as well.
I've been watching all the games. It's just I've been with my dad, so I can't tune into the stream. So
that's fine, man.
For the Liverpool United game, I don't think he wants to get up at 3 a.m. So I'll probably just be there on my own. So I'll probably tune in.
Sweet, awesome, dude. Thanks for coming on. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Cheers, Aussie boy. Take care, dude. Statman, thank you for being a guest this evening on the show. It's been a pleasure to have you with me, and I hope you do really well. And you've gone. Guys, everyone in chat, thank you for joining me this evening for this preview of Game Week 23. I hope you have a great great game week, I should say. And that my decision to take out Aguero will be vindicated. Let's wait and see, guys. So there you go. Talking point. I took out Aguero. Take it easy, guys.